Well, prescription drug prices have skyrocketed here in America, so much so some of our citizens who are most at risk are being forced to choose between their daily needs and their medications. But a Michigan Congresswoman is hoping to change this with new legislation making its way through Congress. Craig Pearson lives in Troy and believes the price of prescription medications are out of whack.
Well, I think that we should have a system like Europe and Canada does. I think that we should have the drugs paid for or whatever if people must take drugs.
According to a 2019 poll by the Kaiser Family Foundation, nearly 1 in 4 Americans taking prescription drugs say it's difficult to afford them. Southfield cardiologist Dr. Shukri David with Ascension Health says something has to be done. So this is a major problem?
It's a huge problem for our patients, and we as physicians are advocating for our patients.
So we even know some friends who are choosing, like, well, which medication am I going to get this month or this week? Or they don't really take it the way they're supposed to because of the prices.
Democratic Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin says she hears heart-wrenching stories, including one from a woman whose adult son is diabetic.
She was in tears because her son is rationing his insulin.
The drug industry blames rising prices on the high cost of research. But Dr. David says some of these drugs have been around since the 60s.
And we've had insulin around for many decades. They've rebranded it, they've raised the costs.
Dr. David says the cost of prescription medicine in America is often 3 to 4 times higher than in other countries.
I have some friends that are going to Canada for some of their prescriptions. It's cheaper there.
Slotkin has introduced a bipartisan bill to help. It's called the Real-Time Benefits Act. If passed, it would ensure a patient knows the price of a drug before they leave their doctor's office.
Transparency always helps in competition and open market, so that's what the design of the bill was meant for.
Slotkin says both Democrats and Republicans are in support of this bill.
If you're on Medicare Part D especially, you will leave the doctor's office knowing what you're going to pay, as opposed to waiting until you pick it up and say, oh.
It's an electronic real-time benefit tool. It will take into account a patient's insurance and displays out-of-pocket costs at the doctor's office. The bill would also require plans to display prices from various nearby pharmacies so a doctor can advise a patient about the lowest prices available.
It's about transparency for pricing.
And most Michiganders agree the government needs to help.
Nationwide, yeah, it seems like in the United States, I would think that we could help solve this problem. People need to show up and vote for the people that are trying to make a difference.
Now, you know, there are some who oppose this bill, like drug makers and lobbyists. Congresswoman Slotkin says the next stop is the House floor, where 435 members of the House will vote on it. She says she introduced it with a Republican, so she's confident it will pass before the fall. We'll certainly keep an eye on it for you.